So today I think we're going to veer off a little bit and talk a little bit about me, dog training history, the last 2 years, and where we are today. I think that's important. And I would like to say a big shout out to Lisa, Deborah, Terry, Dominique. Um, the list is just endless. Danielle, Christina, all these ladies have played an influential part in my life where I am today when I'm training with dogs. And the reason why I say that is because if you go back to the same time last year, I was training with a lot of working dogs. I was even training with a local sheriff department, and I was doing a lot of muscular, hard dogs, hard hitters. And then 2020 came, you know, and when 2020 came, there was a lot of stuff going on. Of course, COVID was hitting. We also had racial tensions. We had a lot of things, right? And funny thing about this is that at the time, I knew a lot of trainers, worked with a lot of trainers, and so forth. And till this day today, I speak to like 4 trainers out of like maybe 100, 200 trainers. That's Chris, Carrie, Tommy, and Monica. You know, things happen. They happen for a reason. You know, a lot of those trainers that I thought that I was really good friends with back then, I did decoy work for them. You know, I got bit by their dogs. I made their dogs hard, and I went home in pain. I would have to take Motrin and Tylenol, and trying to get their dogs straight, hoping that this was better in our relationship with working dogs. They flat out disappeared. Like they don't speak to me. We don't talk on Facebook anymore. They've disappeared, and it wasn't on my end. So I learned real quick. There's a big difference in supporters and followers. Right? People who follow you are just trying to see what you're up to, see what you're doing, and see what you're all about. And they may get something out of you. They may not. People who support you are always there, good or bad. They're always there. Jonathan Boney, another guy. We look at, there was a time in 2019, mid 19, I went through a financial difficulty, and I talked about it on my page, and he brought over cases of food for my dogs. Lisa's sending food, Deborah's sending food. I can't even, there was people sending me food. Ginger was sending me food that I didn't even know was paying attention and watching the post that I made. So these people aren't working dog trainers. They're not police officers. They're not canine handlers. They're just ordinary people that I work with their dog, or we had an interaction with dogs, and they continue to support me, what I was doing, my agenda. They didn't, want anything from me. They didn't ask anything. There was a point, I went through shoes. I didn't have really any pairs. Deborah sent me a pair of her husband's old shoes. That's the kind of things that I look at when I go back and I look at what I went through and how far I went. I rescued some shepherds one time, and the support that came in from people, and I don't even have a list, and I feel bad I don't, that I'm not naming. They helped get me crates to support those puppies. They helped send food to support those puppies. They helped buy wood and stuff so we could build kennels for any rescue shepherds that we got in. It was different things, man. And like I said, and at the time I considered them maybe their follower or or client or whatever, but they were legit. They didn't let politics, they didn't let religion, they didn't let all these things that's going on today affect our relationship with what we had going on, right? The people that I thought I knew, the people that I associated myself with when it came to dog stuff, they did. They allowed those things to affect our relationship, and they cut me off. Now, here's the thing you got to look at. There's not a whole lot of decoys around here. Not a lot of good ones. And I'm not saying I'm bad, but I'm great, but I'm not bad. So, You get your dog trained with a decoy. It's the hardest thing to find is a decoy that actually knows what they're talking about, what they're doing. And your dog is awesome, right? And then you cut that person off because you got what you want. And then all of a sudden, that dog is no longer in your life and you got to get a new dog and you can't find a new decoy. That's the bigger picture. That's the bridge you burn. And that's not what you're looking at down the road. And then you try to ease back in that relationship, sending a message out to that person like, you know, I don't know, 3-4 years down the road, like nothing happened. I forgive, I don't forget. So, you know, if we cut each other off or you cut me off and we don't speak or whatever, fine, I don't care. I don't hold any grudges. Just don't send me any messages talking about can I train your new dog down the road, because the answer is going to be no. Because a lot of the work that I did, you know, that when I train those dogs, these people pay rock bottom or they pay absolutely nothing. Like, this was building a rapport relationship with other trainers and other people that I thought we could connect and network out, and it only benefited one way, benefited them and not me, right? I'm still here. And a great part about all of that was when I thought that was it, there was nothing else, you know, it was reshared by all these people I'm naming out to you, to other people like, hey, this guy's a great trainer, you know. He's probably not the best in the world, but he's decent. You should look him up. You should go see him, right? And Claudia, I mean, she reshared a post I made, and I ended up training like 4 or 5 dogs from that situation. So, you know, I learned there's a difference in supporters and followers. People who look for followers, you know, you're gonna be disappointed, because people will follow you until they either don't get a puppy from you or you don't train their dog and they unfollow you. Then people who support you will always be there. They'll always be there to support whatever you put out, as long as it's not something crazy, but they'll be there to support you. So it was a moment for me to step back and say, hey, you guys are amazing. You guys are awesome. If you're watching this and you're unfollowing me, I really don't care, because you wasn't there anyway, right? So if that's what your thing was and you was hanging around to see what you can get for free, or, you know, what kind of training you can get out of me for nothing, then, you know, unfollow me, right? That doesn't blow me. That doesn't blow my mind. The ratio for minority dog trainers versus other races is 1 out of 1,000, right? And if you're looking at me like, hey, well, he's a black dude, so I don't know if I want to train my dog. I don't need to train your dog, right? Because if you're looking at me because of my talent or what you see me do, or you think I can train your dog, that's a different thing. If you're looking at me because of color, then, you know, whatever. But anyway, wanted to say to the people who support me and how I do business and the things that I'm doing, I'm blessed that y'all are in my corner. Very blessed. Can't say that again. And for those that were friends of mine or trainers or whoever who I no longer communicate with, or, you know, you cut me off because I said something that made you mad because somebody killed somebody who was innocent or unarmed or whatever the case may be, and I thought it was wrong and you took it in a one way, hey man, I don't care, right? That doesn't bother me. I don't lose no sleep over it. I don't need to be a part of whatever you got going on. God's got bigger things for me, and I'm sure there'll be an opposite end of the stick where, you know, you're going to become an extreme hater when you see where I'm going, because you could have been a part of that. And I'm glad that God reveals things, because I would have kept you tagging along all the way to the end and realized you weren't there for me in the beginning anyway. So again, know the difference between supporters and followers. And if you ask anybody, you probably have never spoken to me one time, but the people that I named and the people that I talk to on a regular basis will tell you they can call me anytime. I'm never one that's too big to talk to you personally about what's going on with your dog. Anytime you can call me. They can message me anytime and I'll respond right back to them anytime. When they got a question, I'll give them my best answer. And unfortunately, guys, I used to have a lot of sources I could reach out to and if I didn't know the answer, I don't anymore. So I have to find out. I got to dig deep and find out, because I don't have a lot of those resources anymore. But 90% of the stuff that comes up, I've dealt with it in some form. So I think we should be good on that in that aspect. But you know, you got to know the difference. You got to keep grinding. you never cross the finish line. Um, I put out a post yesterday about us creating a group for a PSA and all that stuff, because I'm in the process of getting my 17-year-old son to get his first dog to title it, right? Most adults never do it. You know, they plan to and they never get to it. And I'm gonna get Brendan to title his first dog. So we're gonna find him a puppy, start training it from the leg up. Hopefully in 2 years we'll have him in his first competition and title the dog. But you know, I mean, we're fighting out here. Things may look good. You may see a lot of dogs coming in and out, and you might think, oh man, he's eating. Look at all those dogs. No, it's not like that. And a lot of the people who I work with and work with their dog, they'll tell you, I didn't charge them $3,000 to teach their dog how to sit, right? So their dog came in, their dog saw another trainer, that trainer messed their dog up, and the price was probably less than what they would have paid for, you know, a big meal at Long Star, and the dog was for 7 days. If you've been to Long Star, then you know, if you had a family of 6 or 7 people, you know what that price is like, and it ain't $300. So I'm not eating like that when it comes to that. A lot of these issues when we're dealing with these dogs, it's not something where I got to have the dog for 20 weeks and everything. There are small technical issues that we can tighten up with a dog and get them back to their owners, right? So again, you got to be careful who you surround yourself with when it comes to dog trainers. Not everybody has your best interest at heart. A lot of people have their own private agendas. You need to be aware of that before you put your body through a lot of anguish and pain, and your family setback financially because you're trying to coast in and be with a certain crowd and be known in a certain environment. If people don't know me, I really don't care. That's been my thought going forward. If no one ever knows who I am in dog training, I absolutely don't care, right? As long as I help the people that are around me, the people that come to me, as long as I help them, that's all I care about. I don't care if such and such knows me or such and such doesn't know me. I don't care, right? I'm not in it to make a name for myself. I don't want to be famous and all that stuff. That doesn't faze me. So again, just, stay grounded, stay humble, help as many people as you can, be as honest as you can, and be safe out there while you can, right? Don't get yourself on Facebook and get bogged down in politics and race and religion. I'm not, that kind of affected me back then, but I don't care, right? So don't get into that. If someone's posting nasty stuff and they're your friend, you need to get away from them. That's all I can say on that. But other than that, I don't bring that crap up when I'm training dogs. I could care less who you're for, what right or left. If you bring me a dog and I can help you, I'm gonna help you, right? But I'm not gonna bring up politics and all that stuff. So again, I want to thank those people who supported me, and we're gonna keep pushing. We're gonna do some amazing stuff in the next couple weeks with more dogs, and we're gonna keep going. So that's where we are right now, and I hope you guys keep staying tuned to Madison Bell and see some more awesome stuff. I'm Madison Bell. You guys have a good one.